Happy Monday, friends. I am Chris, your favorite information scientist in training. It is July 21st. On August, I will effectively be a 6-year PhD student working on my dissertation. I am exploring how Black, queer, and trans men explore the internet. What's their digital lived experiences like? What does online communities mean to them? What platforms do they use? Where do they feel their strongest sense of belonging in everyday life? What does freedom and liberation mean to them? As well as analyzing podcast episodes. So that's what I'm doing. And I thought today for my Wiley report, I would share something that resonated with me. I do not own this. You probably, if you watched any of my episodes, you've heard me talk about Dr. Marvette Lacy from the Qual Scholars community. It's a community I have been a part of since when I was in the classes section of my PhD. And she has a program, it's called Finish Your Dissertation in 12 months or less. And I've watched numerous students do just that. And she sends posts, and I was reading this, and this resonates with my life. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. And I'll tag when I post this video, FYD and Qual Scholars, because you got to give credit where credit is due. That's the librarian in me that believes that, as well as when it's not yours and you didn't write it, you can't take credit and ownership for it. Just passing it along, because that happens a lot as a person that studies race, digital studies, and intersectionality, specifically on these internet streets. How people do voiceovers and it's not their voice, do content and it's not theirs. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, don't do that. So this post, the words here that I'm reading, I didn't write those. Dr. Marvette Lacy wrote it, and they're part of the Finish Your Dissertation. But I had a story to go along with it, so that's why I'm sharing it. So let's read together, shall we? So it says, grief is the only constant. And if you're really writing, then you've already met her, because writing is an intimate exercise. It asks you to sit still with your emotions, to open up the parts of yourself you've carefully avoided. And grief, she shows up when you least expect it. One minute, everything is humming along just fine, and the next you smell something that reminds you of them, or you see someone who looks just like them walk into a store, and your whole day gets drowned in grief. But grief doesn't only come with death. Grief comes when you start to realize you're not where you thought you'd be. Grief is present in the version of you that dreamed you'd be done by now. It shows up in the moments where you say, I've wasted so much time. I should have been further along. I kept putting this off. Grief shows up when you're staring at your laptop, but your body won't move, when you scroll and scroll knowing you should be writing, but you can't. And then you shame yourself for that too. Let me be clear, nothing has gone wrong. This is the journey. The closer you become to the version of yourself you've always dreamed of, the more grief will rise up. Don't forget me. Don't rush me. Don't pretend I'm not part of this too. Grief is the price of your dreams. It is not good or bad. It just is. So when grief shows up, don't fight it. Sit with it. Talk to it. Let it walk beside you. And trust that the rest of the world can wait. Trust that you can, or you'll still finish. Trust that graduation is still coming. The more you learn to respect grief, the more you'll understand how to move with it instead of against it. And the more you do that, the more unstoppable you become. Grief will not be the reason you fail. Grief will be why you achieve your wildest dreams. I'm walking with you. And that's what Dr. Lacy wrote, and I can stop sharing. And I just thought that was so powerful. That was so amazing. Shout out to Dr. Lacy always. I thought that was so powerful, because last Thursday and Friday, I felt like grief was dragging me by my face, because I really was missing my father. My father passed away May 22nd of 2023. He was the scholar in our family, though I come from a family of teachers, ministry, laity, and military leaders. He finished his PhD in 2000 and worked full time. And I can tell you that I have had so much grief, not just since his death, but not just about my dad not being here, but about, grieving the different versions of myself, because me, you, us, we evolve all the time, or realizing things about myself. or experiences. So it wasn't the grief I have felt in my life is not always connected to death specifically, or like a physical death. It could just be the way you thought life was going to be, or how you thought life was going to go. And I don't remember in that race for adulthood. I don't know if any of you all did that they put that in that race to adulthood hand pack. The skill packet that we got. I don't remember them saying that. I don't remember them saying that at all. And sometimes when you think about holding space for stuff, I was talking about this in another group this weekend. Sometimes it can feel like I don't have time for all of that. Can somebody else hold it? Because I don't have it. I just want to drop it. And like I was saying, so last Thursday and Thursday, I felt so off because I had to register late to get my exam, my preliminary exam results certified from the graduate college. I had to register late. So what that meant is that I registered late, I got charged student fees, and then I had access to the gym, which was exciting for me because I had wanted to go to the gym, but I didn't necessarily want to pay for it, but technically I already did. So I didn't want to do the month to month. Because I don't know about you, I don't know if I have any siblings in the room, or that'll read this, watch this, whatever you do later, that you'll sign up for the gym and you don't go. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it just happened to me. And so I really wanted to go. And so when I got to register, I was like, oh, cool. And then I double checked and I called them and they were like, yeah, you can go to the gym. I was like, all right. So I started going, which, that's just something that I wanted to do for me. And last week I went the first day in the week. I think it was Monday. And then it came time to go the second day, because that week I was really trying to shoot for 3 days. 3 days. I started with two days a week, and then I was trying to move to 3. And so after the first one, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come. But schedules, because while it's true that, I don't have the everyday schedule that I normally have, I do write every day. I have research meetings, I have things like that. So last Thursday, I was supposed to go to the gym. I got up in the morning and I had to run these errands. And I remember when I got to the post office, and you probably have seen the video where I literally just told the same story. I thought everything was on, everything. All kinds of stuff was in my head. I ate some food and it didn't go away, and I just came back home. And then when I came back home, everything was fine. I didn't leave the stove on. None of the doors were unlocked. No, the lampshade did not fall on the sofa. None of that had happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, So I did, go to writing group and get some writing done. And then I was like, oh yeah, on Friday, I'm going to go. I put my, outfit that you can't see all of it, but this is the outfit that I put out to go work out on Friday. Friday came, and the way my stomach was going, it just didn't happen for me. And then, I was watching videos and handling, various tasks that I needed to handle. And I came across 2 different videos that were talking about grief. That, of course, made me cry. Not because solely I did feel sorry or bad for the people's experiences, but I personally don't know them. But it did make me think about my father. I do miss my father. There's so many times I have wanted to call my dad and talk about research, or I just wanted him to get to live a long life. And I am just enraged sometimes that because my, great grandmother and my grandmother lived to 102 and 99, why come he couldn't live a long life? Not to caretake, not to be the pastor, not to be the presiding elder, but just to be. And I was, so sometimes I'm just like very, very angry that did not happen, or that I just can't call him. And even though, my mother did give keychains, so there's like a keychain, I don't have it, I have to go in the back and get it, that I could talk to, because I've learned you can do that in grief, or you could journal. Sometimes I don't want to do that. I want my dad to be here, you know what I'm saying? Or I was, been really evaluating, I'm constantly evaluating my progress. Am I getting done what I think I'm getting done, or what else am I really going to be able to do? And I was looking at my sabbatical application, and I was like, oh my God, I think I've overpromised them. How am I going to get this done? One of these projects is turning out that I don't really even, my interest level is not there. And you've probably heard me say a lot of times, if you don't have the interest level for an article, it comes out in the writing, or it makes the writing for that very, very hard. So I was trying to regroup and see what I could do. The good news is I did figure out ways to still honor what I gave, what I said I would do. And it is a project that I'm really interested in. So I can still do that. Fine, great. The other reason that I'm grief or feel grief is because I did not know that coding to your code book takes this long. It's like that has made me feel like, do I really know what I'm doing? Am I sure about this? And I haven't even gotten to the videos yet. And I'm still on, sheet 5. And I have 30 interviews. And yes and no, all of that is not going on in my dissertation. so, so I have clean 10. But it's like, okay, and I do have one final interview, and that's a podcaster that I'm talking to this week. So there's just the grief of, oh my gosh, I didn't think it would take this long. What does that mean about me? But then you also have to learn to give yourself grace, because come close to the recording device. I ain't never done a dissertation before. I'm not doctor already. I mean, they do. I should have a hood in people pleasing, but they don't really send that out. that's that's not attached to anybody's university program, but I already have that. So they just never sent it to me. But I digress. So there's the grief of that. There's the grief of I was like, oh, am I meeting my healthy weight goals? I wanted to be closer to a certain weight by my birthday. I'm not I'm not over it, but I'm not near it either. I've still lost weight. So then I felt, bad, because sometimes I'm really eager and able to go with keto, and then some days I don't care about that. Get out my face. And that's so I have grief about different things, or grief. Sometimes I think, have I stayed in Illinois too long? And that does not mean I'm not grateful for my opportunity to be working, to be a tenured librarian, for all of the travels and spaces and places that I have gone. There's no despair there. Just being here now, just me here, is like, I don't know. Did I do something wrong with my life? The PhD program. Sometimes, I was, like, I thought that I would have already been, in different benchmarkers, though that's not always how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I did anything wrong. It's just, because I don't know about you, or if you have this issue where you set standards and bars for yourself, and the bar of achievement for Chris Wiley is in heaven. so, so sometimes I have to have those come to Jesus meetings with, like, okay, regular, every day, plan for the worst version of yourself. And so, those are the things, that I have been battling when I think about grief, or different versions of myself. Or sometimes I'm not just sad that my father is gone. I'm sad that certain friends, they're gone. I'm sad that, when I think about, like, being on sabbatical, I feel grief for being on sabbatical, because I don't know anybody in my family that was ever allowed to be on sabbatical. And I feel grief that I even got the option. Grief that I'm not doing more. Grief, I mean, so it's like, so seeing a post that talks about holding space for grief is like, I resonate with it, and also have to acknowledge that sometimes I don't know how to hold it. And then too, I think one grief that I didn't add is last Wednesday, I was really hoping to go to grief group, but the interview that I was in, it took longer, and it wasn't bad. That was a really great conversation. It was insightful. It was wonderful. And I think under any other circumstances, I probably would have been able to go to it, but the facilitator had moved the time up, so now that grief group meets at 3:30. So sometimes, regardless of my work schedule, 3:30, I'm not really or able and ready to drop in with the grief group at 3:30, because if I have something else that goes long, or if my mind is somewhere else, I may or may not tune in. Because I think one time before, I tried to go the first of this month, but I knew in my body I just wasn't feeling it, and I don't have the ability anymore to push through. If I don't feel like it, I don't do it. That's where I'm at now. I used to could just that fake it till you make it. I don't have that ability anymore. Maybe there should be grief for that, but I don't know. So I was just thinking about, those are the things and the ways that I have experienced grief in my life, and learning to hold space for it. Because, like I said, sometimes it can feel like it's too much to hold, and then I was grieving the fact that I waited late to renew my driver's license. I don't know. I just waited late, and I was trying to get an appointment and get online for that, and then I'm just going over there because I really want the temporary thing that they give you, because I know when I go to Georgia, I will be driving. So not from where I'm going to it, but I'll be driving around and I don't want no issues. So that's why, and I know when you go to the driver's license place and sit there, because they do give you a temporary, and that's the only reason why I would go. And then I think back to all of the times that I've been over to the DMV or near the DMV, and I was like, you ain't go over there. Well, of course, my mind wasn't on there because I think when I first went over there, it might have been April or early May. And I went over there just to get the tag for the car. And I was also preparing to take my preliminary exam. So I didn't have the bandwidth or the emotional space or capacity to deal with that. And then also that's acknowledging that too, that sometimes when we're thinking about things that we could do or should do, I love it how a brother says to me, his spiritual mentor calls it beating your own ass, because you're really whipping your own ass about shoulda, coulda, and woulda, and you need to just you did the best you could with the resources that you had or where you were in that moment. That was what you did. It is what it is. No judgment, learning to be gentle with yourself. So those are things that I thought about today when I was reading that post, and I just wanted to share that. I hope what I've said, helps, encourages, empowers, and gives you insight. I hope you're remembering to love yourself, to know that you matter, to know that your voice is needed in the world. A lot of people are passing. I know I saw the news on the internet that Malcolm Jamal Warner passed. I don't know Malcolm Jamal Warner, but I know I did watch The Resident. I did watch the Cosby Show, and I love Not All Hood. Some of the episodes that I had gotten to listen to, and I just think, when we have excellent Black people or Black people that just seem to care, I just want us to live long. I want Black people to get to live long lives, and it always hurts when you realize that isn't always promised, and there's nothing I can do to fix that. There's no tension. I mean, there's no resolve that I can go, woo, you know what I'm saying? So and whether it's Malcolm Jamal Warner or somebody else that I don't know, or because I think in life there are people, everybody means something to somebody, and there are people that are living out here in the everyday life that are missing someone. And so sending support, whether your loss is a physical person that is gone or something else, sending you, standing in solidarity with you, and sending you so much love and so much hugs. That's all I got. I got to go shower and then get ready to what? Code, because that's what are we doing? Our work. When are we doing it? Today. So I hope you take care of yourself. I hope you know that you loved. I said it again. I try to say it over and over again because I don't know which parts people will click in and click out. But I want you to know, when you see Chris Wiley, know that I'm a person that cares deeply, 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 deeply about you, and that you matter, and I see you, and I hope you keep shining and keep being the best you can possibly be to yourself. That's all I got. And I did get my workout today. My legs hurt. But we did it. We did it. Peace. See y'all next time. Thanks for listening.